Yo, we're here with Utah legend. You everybody know Joey Chou. And what did you do this was it the past weekend?
Yeah,
right?
I topped Niagara last week, so.
Let's go. Repping for just casually repping.
Yeah, I almost topped the week before with UBell actually with almost no practice, but it caught up to me. But this week it worked out, so.
Well, what did you end up playing?
I played Tenpai, but first I have a few shout outs for my boys.
Yeah, for sure.
All the Utah guys, obviously. Frank for doing the profile, of course.
Thanks, sir.
Jesse and Dom, who I stayed with Dom, and they both let me borrow the new cards, which obviously you just can't even play the deck without the new cards.
Yeah.
So Ryan for getting second, and the people I tested with. Well, I just played a few games, not too much, but Cam, Ryan, and Dom, I just played with them a little bit. So
I mean,
it still helped.
They're all fucking top 2, so
yeah,
the
actually,
whole squad top is
yeah. The Topco is actually pretty stacked for it's like 800 people, and obviously most of them are Canadian, but Topco is still pretty condensed. So
yeah.
Okay,
all
cool.
Right, well, let's get into
so I played Tenpai. The non-engine is not too strong, but the engine is not too strong, but the non-engine is really strong. It's kind of the reason to play the deck.
Yeah.
So Magnuma, this card is actually insanely broken whenever you draw it. Sometimes even if you can banish IP, it's just crazy. Or the hidden jutsu is if you have shifter plus him, you just let him play a little bit. You shifter him, even if they have the one call by, you chain the Magnum on the shifter. It's fucking GG.
Cooked.
Yeah, it's GG. And then so I was just trying to make it look a little more consistent. So just play one of these because you're not cracking boards or playing any ground game anyways.
Yeah.
And then you obviously just play 3 of these guys, 2 of these. He helps you extend. He's got a nice little quick effect. He dodges Valor. Nothing too crazy. And then these, obviously, honestly, just drawing just this one is just complete. It just sucks, to be honest. Yeah, it was just, yeah. And then I play these guys for consistency. This card is obviously broken. You can easily kill them through it, of course.
Yeah.
And then this just helps make the deck a little more consistent. I just want to play a little more engine cards, so especially if they make you go first. So, or it's also a nice bait card. They pretty much negate it with Ash, whatever, Harbinger.
Then you cook them here.
Yeah, or this. I played against Apollo, actually. He had a board, and we were both X1, so we're kind of chilling. But I had both of these, so I just played this first, he negated it, and then I played this, he's like, dang, I got baited, pretty much. Yeah. And then, so these are kind of the board breakers. I don't want to go too far on them. Hitting back row is probably more important. This is more of a luxury most of the time.
Yeah.
This is just a card I set out a lot because it doesn't actually really help you break a lot of the board because they have so many Omni gates and so many interactions with Princess and the new Azamina guy.
Yeah.
So most of the time, you just want to stop them from doing more. You just want them to freeze most of the time.
Okay.
So. And this is kind of the reason to play the decks is the non-engine. This guy is insanely broken.
Charming.
He is also pretty solid against Fire King or against Ubel. It's still good, but the problem is they're drawing 2 or 3 cards even with this if they do the 4 board, and you will still probably most likely lose.
Yeah.
So you just want them to freeze with this. And then, obviously, Shifter, this is the other God card. Even if they know what you're playing and they make you go first, if you draw this, it's like you still in second. You just Shifter on your turn because you don't want to be under Shifter on your your next turn because it's easier to OTK. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so 75% chance you draw one of these going second. So it's nice. And these are kind of the cards you want to draw into so that they make the half board or hopefully they just pass.
Okay.
Is Ash, Imperm, and Impulse. This one is the best one, Simon Close. It's an insane 6 card. It just stops the Azamina spell, it stops Snake Eye Ash, it stops the Centurion field spell on your turn, it stops freaking everything. You just have to be aware that if you use this, you cannot use this because they win.
So, question then, did you end up shotgunning these a lot, or how did you play these?
So most of the time, the way you play it is you obviously just stand by Shifter pretty much always, unless... But and then you would pretty much always stand by this one as well to play around Talons. But if you really need to draw, say you have 0 to 1 engine cards, you might typically hold this, especially if it's with this, because you just if you do need to draw something, if you have almost no engine. But if you have 2 engine cards or whatever, you can just if you draw 3, you can just stand by all 3 of them if you want, and you're probably gonna win, and they're gonna be sick. So.
What did you do those games? Because I saw a lot of people they were playing the tactics,
Yeah. So like I said, so that's why I said 2 engine cards, right?
To set barrier and shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So for that specifically, you can either Ash the Thrust if they do have that,
Yeah.
or I was citing Cross Out going second for the D barrier.
Okay.
Just
That
swapping
was
some
very
stuff
popular.
out. Yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty popular thing, but they still have to draw that. And a lot of the time, honestly, the Snake Eye deck just does pass to 1 Imperm or 1 Ash Blossom. That does happen.
All the best hand traps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I was saying, these just help crack the board.
That card's too crazy.
So, yeah. And then the extra deck is nothing too crazy. I only summon these a few times. These ones are just to help break boards if they debarrier you or something, or like maybe you're hit kill and a follow up with original. Like maybe you stop them on their turn, and then they debarrier you. So maybe you want to like SP original or something like that. Okay. It's a pretty rare instance, but
did you ever miss 2 Dragon Balls?
No, it didn't. Dragon Balls. Yeah, but I do see they play 2. So pretty much my main thing for building the deck was I looked up like 30 different deck lists on one of the website and just like went through each one and then kind of built my own deck from there. Okay. And then Typhon, he helps you win games that typically you can't, but I actually think because people play Cash Tier or Unicorn, I'd probably just cut it for the second Dragon.
Just because,
so because people are playing Cash Tier or Unicorn, I play 2 of each of these guys now.
Yeah.
Usually they hit this one, the Bident, because it makes it harder to kill. But one time in Swiss, the guy actually hit both Bidents, but he's not supposed to there for how the game state was. And I just want to try and drag him up the field.
And then he forgot about it.
Because he's like, you can obviously still make this super easily. So it's a game by game thing. Like against Paulo, because he had Ghost Ogre, he didn't hit this. He hit this instead, but he hit this one instead. Like it just depends. It's like a scenario by scenario basis. But like if you play 2 of each, it's harder for them to do it. So
makes sense.
Yeah. And then these are kind of just like the random ones that don't really come up too much. This is for the mirror match. This is for you, Bell. This one hits over this one in the mirror and can just banish stuff. I don't really think it's really needed that much. This one helps you kill in the shifter because you can pop the field spell.
Yep.
And then he goes up to 5,000. And you can like randomly hit, like say they have like U-Bell and Terran Incarnate. You can hit the Terran Incarnate and hope they don't play Ultimate Nightmare. And then you can like pop the regular U-Bell with this guy, him coming back. So it's just like some niche stuff. Just that hopefully never comes up because you just kill them in 5 minutes ideally, but like there's just like some utility. And Black Rose, which doesn't really come up anymore either because of the field spell, but like I think you would just play this in the mirror match still to noob check them. Where like if you use the effect and they let you use the effect and you make it 7 at the start of battle phase, you Black Rose them, they probably can't kill you unless they have like depending on the scenario.
Sounds good.
And then side deck. I play the Drago. It's kind of sus because half the time Bell just chooses to go first anyways. Game 1, which is probably what they should do. So I just kind of realized that halfway through the tournament, I was like, I probably just won't even side this because I already thought something like this might come up. Because I was playing the one that pops 2 when it comes out originally, but I was thinking half the time they just choose to go first anyways. I'd rather, like if I just draw that card going second, I'm just going to be super sick. So I kind of realized that I usually just full commit whether I think they're going to make me go first or second. So the go second cards are typically 3 cross out and the D barrier. You can put this in for the mirror, obviously, or if they're playing like voiceless, which never happened ever, but you know, like that's what it's for. And then for the other go first cards, the heat waves and anti-spell and rivalry. If it's good, this is not for you, Bell, obviously, but it's good against Snake Eye.
So you had all the turn skips.
Because like the thing is if you win game 1 and you can correctly call if you think that they're gonna make you go first game 2, you just have a really high chance of winning the match, right? Because they make you go first, you just heat wave them. The game's pretty much already over. Like the match is pretty much over. Like you're gonna be done with 10 minutes out. You can go watch your friends play. You can get food. You can do whatever. You got like a full hour. And then, but I did want to balance it out a little bit, like I was saying. So these are the go first cards. These you kind of go in second. Like you might take out like one Genroku and like the Raigekis, and then maybe something else depending on the matchup. So because like ideally, like most of the time they just freeze, right? And then the only way they don't die is like if they just like debarrier you, if you like storm them. But if you do this, it's like mega game. And sometimes Ash Blossom is honestly good against the deck too, so it hits that as well. And then this is the more like if you want to be like a little more moderate, where you put in like good cards going first and second. You can put in like Book of Eclipse and Cosmic because they're like more it's like overall cards good going first and second. But I might actually put in Retaliating Seed because it sounds pretty good to me, because although you can play around it sometimes, to play around it, you summon the Flying Bird first, it makes you weaker into other hand traps.
I mean,
you wouldn't just
shifters?
Asamina spell first.
But
the main reason I want to play it is if you activate it, because this deck you're just trying to get a turn without them making a crazy board. So the Retaliating seems good because it would stop them from making a crazy board, and it stops you from dying going first or second. So I think I'd probably play that. Maybe in the future. Cool.
All right, man. Congratulations again.
Cool. Thanks, Frank.
Nice to see you top all the time. That's good.
Yeah, it worked out well because I didn't practice too much, but like I still play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let's go. All right, bro. We'll see you next one.
Yep. See you, Frank.